Hi, welcome here in the Bay of Cannes. We are here on a 2026 model year Icon Edition Brabus performance line Axopar 37 in the new color Glacier Blue, which is on the Cannes Boat Show starting on Tuesday next week. We have two V10 5.7 liter Mercury Verado engines which catapults this boat up to 55 knots. What is the most outstanding on the Axopar is its driving performance. And this is what I also want to focus now about, because there's nowadays many colleagues, competitors having boats which are somehow a little bit similar like the Axopar, but I think there's very little ones having this uncompromised performance as the Axopar 37 especially, and especially also its functional design and its bulletproof design. So it's not so much, you can spec an Axopar 37 as up as you want, as we do it a lot for customers for chase boats, but in the basic boat it's a very simple bulletproof setup. And this is, I think, what you need to think about. You know, what do you need going out with your family into the bay? You want a boat which runs at more or less every conditions, very safe, and the boat works all the time without many issues. So a very robust and very experienced boat. The 37 is built over 2,000 times in the Revolution version as we are here on right now. Brabus line means we have the rubber list, all the stainless parts, all in black. And with the Icon Edition, we have this possibility to choose this Glacier Blue design, which was before only with the Brabus boats, so not only the Brabus line boats. Also, we have in this boat a new color theme, which is more or less a test how you like it when you come to the boat show. When it comes to the cushion design, it's a classic Medpack, but the Medpack normally is a little bit more beige, like on the boat you're filming now from, and this is more a lighter color, which I think fits very well to the Glacier Blue, and it's also getting less hot here in the Mediterranean surrounding. Good, so I would say next we're gonna spin a little bit around here and get a feeling how good that Axopar is driving and get a good feeling of its performance. Important at an Axopar is the position at the helm. So I'm standing very low. I'm standing, in fact, very little above the waterline, which means that I have a very, very low center of gravity. So waterline is like 5 centimeters below this level. So even the sidewalk is about 20 centimeters above the water level, which many people in the start, when Axopar started with their boats, was questioning that if these boats are very wet and could be, there's a danger of this low hull. But I think especially this low hull from the design is giving it, in the perspective of aerodynamic, a big advantage, because the Axopars are known for being very dry boats. So you can run like 90 degrees to a 20 knots wind, 25 knots of wind, and I can guarantee you, if you don't do any driving mistakes and you drive the boat with some speed, you will be completely dry. I've been driving boats from here to Sardinia, and I had no, it was good conditions, but I had no spray at all on the boat. And this is very unique. And this is for all the models, 29, 37 as well for the 45. So again, very ergonomic helm position. We have the possibility with this Mediterranean package with this big bench, also very good seating position, as I can move this bench forward, and I can stand up, which I mostly like, because then you can lean a little bit backwards. So we have the twin V10s, twin 400 horsepower, which is available since 1 year, and we have sold plenty with this setup because the boat can really handle it, and it catapults the boat, as I said, up to 55 knots. But let's see, we have some swell here from some wind yesterday, what we're gonna do with her. So typical Axopar, it's not really, it doesn't have any bow rise. So the boat, even though we have the trim flaps not really in use now, so the trim flaps are fully neutral. we have no bow rise at all. So we're running now 20 knots, just accelerating so we get past this guy on the coming from the left. And the punch in this engine is just ridiculous. So we are now on 31 knots, 34 in a second. And we're having quite some sea state here, like a little bit whirlpool. Oh, it's so much fun to drive. We have 36 knots now, so we need to wait a little bit for our camera boat, the 29 CCX. What it does, it feels so robust. It feels so, it's so agile, and on the other hand, it behaves so well in the waves. So it's like you enjoy driving that boat more than any other boat I know. So I'm going now in the turn with over 30 knots, so the others can catch up a little bit. So I go with them. CCX is filming us. It feels so safe. And again, we have a proper chop here. Driving 30 knots, can leave the wheel. If I want, I can even open now sunroof. We're doing a turn. Quite hard, you can see in the outside turn to keep up with us. Oh man, it's so much fun to drive that boat. I have to keep up with it. We have to wait a little bit for them because we don't have any drone up today. So I cannot drive and fly the drone at the same time. And Tom from Mallorca is not there, Phil also not, so just doing some driving and hopefully doing some drone footage later on. Now I got some spray, but from his boat. So much fun. So yeah, what else? We should do the top speed ones. So we have some chops, so be careful. 47 knots, so I have to go a bit slower. There's side waves here, I don't want to risk any. So we are catching the 50 knots, but I don't want to go faster here. Nice jump. Some air time. Good. So let's talk a little bit about the driving. I think everybody knows it's just so unique and it makes so much fun. That was that was a good one now. But 51 knots at quite rough conditions here in the Bay of Cannes. Good. We talked about the helm, but there's also for sure. Just take the engine off and let myself float a little bit. It's very important when you then reach the. We're just having some water here. When you reach the bay, what you can do then with the boat. And this is very good with the Mediterranean edition, as you then just flip it. And then you have this big table here, where you then can easily sit with, I would say, up to 10 people. And even for a chase boat, it's possible that if I move the bench a little bit this direction, so it could be even, I could be driving here as a chase boat captain, as the boat is very much like for chase boat, and the guests could be still sitting facing next to each other, next to each other, against each other. Good. This table is also optionable lowerable. That's a typical option people choose if they choose, for example, the wet bar or the aft cabin. Or no, the aft cabin also not so much, because now we have a sunbed in the front and in the back, so it's not really needed to have an extra sunbed here. As well, you have sunshades for the front and the back optional. Going to the back, we have the big sun pad here, which is called the multi-storage, which is my favorite design for a day boat for that boat. It's lower than the aft cabin, and you really have a nice, good space here for lying with 3 to 4 people. You have a headrest here, and it's very low, so also while driving you're feeling very, very safe. And below that storage, you have below this sunbed you have a big storage where you can put all the water toys like a sea bob or flight board or stand-up paddling boards, as well as you have the roof racks on the top, which are even in this Icon Edition standard, where you can also easily store your stand-up paddling boards, which is, in fact, nearly every Axopar is sold with these. Then the whole walking again on the back here, this is supported by the water ski pole, which, you know, many people say, why do you need a water ski pole? But I can good hold on when you walk here in the back. On the starboard side, we have this fender box, which got like enlarged. We have here also some rescue material in, and then we have automatically with the Mediterranean edition, we have the cushions on the fender box. On the port side in this boat, we have optional the wet bar, where we have a big fridge, which is, I think, a big improvement to the models before, a small sink to wash something down. As before, if you didn't take the wet bar here in the back, you had very limited space of fridge, because there's only 2 fridges below the front seating bench. Stern shower, warm and cold for sure. And then the big advantage, I just start them, just stay here, Michael. The big advantage of these outboard engines, everybody knows, is the sound. So when they start, this is like a little bit, they make a cool sound. But now when they're running, they're like, I think it quiet like an engine cannot be. And you see also there's no vibration at all. So especially these V10 engines, it's just an amazing development what Mercury did there. So already the V8 was a big step from the L6 engines. They came out like 2018, and these are out since 3 years, I think. So 2022, I would say, an amazing performance what Mercury did then. Good. So then we talked about the fridges. We have also down here, but they are quite small, so they are more for some food, and you can then store all the other like the drinks there in the back. Then we have storage here below in the floor. We have some life rests there. Very nice done how in detail the Axopar is made with the stainless steel gas struts, and like also these hinges are all bolted through there with Hutmuttern. I don't know how you say that. It would be head oder, I don't know in English. So this all looks, yeah, very, very much in a high quality, or not looks, it is. The roof racks we see, we have now the sunroof open. Handrail all around, this is standard. We have also here a step going off board, which is very useful. What we do at Boote, I'm doing that video in English because we made a small video of this already in Traben. We sell many of these, especially this setup, into chase boats. So this is, in my world, the perfect chase boat with a multi-storage, which is like the boat is displayed here. We're talking about, so the boat is not super high spec. We talk about middle 300,000 euro as you see the boat here, and that again makes it to a perfect chase boat, as it is so good driving and so agile and so easy to use. And then very unique, which Axopar developed with the Axopar 37 Revolution when it started in 2020, is these galving doors. In the start there were some issues with them, but now they produce probably 3,000 of them. So they're probably now more experienced than the founder of these galving doors, Mercedes. I don't think they ever built so many galving doors in their cars, and this was the idea where it was taken from. And this gives, especially the room down there when you're with kids on board, like a connection between the inside and outside. So you can enter it normally from the helm, but you also have even this possibility to enter it from the side, which gives the room down there, especially being in the bay, a more connections to the outside. Then we have the sunbed here on the top. This can be even enlarged if it's a cabin boat, because then the windscreen is more the back. So that's not huge up here, but I can still use it as an extra sunbed area beside the area here in the front, which is very safe also through driving, because I can lean here on this side armrests, which are really, even I'm sitting a little bit up, I can hold myself. I'm very much protected here when a wave a little bit hits from the side. And very important with these Axopars, because you can walk here backwards safely, because you're walking low in the sidewalk, comparison to many other boats where you're on the front on the sunbed, somehow stuck and in the hand of the driver, which feels very unsafe. Then there's still a walk through here, so when you can even lie down here and full length, and you don't really feel that there's a gap in between, which is needed to have the sidewalk still functional. And we call that the anchor hatch cushion. And then the anchor hatch is a very, I think, great setup, because you have on the same time you have like the chain compartment in the front with the quick winch with 6mm chain, and the ultra anchor as standard with this standard, not for the boat, but standard with this anchor setup, which is the best anchor I would say in the market at the moment, 12 kilo, and also with their self-turning, with the correct turning swivel, self-turning, not correct turning swivel. And then we have a small gas box in this boat down there, as we have a grill on board. And then we have also storage for the ropes, a spare stern anchor, and as well the water tap is filled from here. A good anchor setup is, I think, essential. I always recommend to go on an 8mm chain. Still, this setup works very well, but if it would be my decision, I would always take a 8mm chain, which we can easily update. Then we have a storage below that sunbed here, where we can easily store all the covers. We need to hurry a little bit because we are going into the swimming zone. So I'll leave that open, so I'm entering from the other side. So just you get a feeling from the room. So entering from here, this is the normal entrance into the cabin. We have in this case, the same interior than outside. This is a standard interior inside. As outside, it's the first boat, or it's more or less a test for this cushion design, but inside, this is standard for the model year 2026. We're having below here the toilet. This was criticized a lot from many people. I think it works very well, because when you go in here, it's anyway the only room, like you will be on your own in here, or you would buy a cabin boat, then you can also have a wall here, which is then separating the toilet room or the toilet from the sleeping room here. We have a small tap here, and yeah, a good place to sleep. We have here in the front, it's not a real, like, yeah, so I need to move out, so, but the cabin works very well. I've been in a 2 weeks vacation on a 37 cabin, and that worked out super good. Sleeping, I was mainly, so if you want to sleep on that boat for a long tour, I would always recommend going then with the aft cabin version, because the aft cabin is a very, very cozy place to sleep, because you have very little movement in the boat, and you also as well have not this slamming waves that much as you have in the front cabin. I would like to speak a little bit about the helm as well, so maybe just come. So at the helm, again, it's very ergonomic. I have my left arm reaching the port side of the helm or the steering wheel, and then I can really easily have a good way of grabbing the throttle. We can also go here with the single lever, which I go normally when I'm going very fast, so I can really good control this with only one hand. And then we have here, which looks so nice, is the information display, which is two 12-inch Simrad plotters behind the glass screen. And then this typical, like now with the panel lights, illuminated buttons for the lights, as well for the window, with the wiper, window wash horn, etc. So that's all, I think, in a very modern design issued here from Axopar. Then we have the bow thruster and for sure the trim tabs. We have a remote control automatically coming with the anchor winch, and as well in this boat we have a searchlight installed with the remote, and as well we're having here a VHF from Simrad AS 100 placed very well down here. Good. I think that was a nice ride. I really enjoyed it. I had some, maybe you see that in the beginning of the video, some motivation problems, because it was like we had so much to do still for the boat show, and yeah, but it was now to drive this boat was a really nice start to do some more videos today. So we're going to do an Axopar 45, we're going to do this 29 cross CCX and the 29 cross cabin. All these boats going to be at Cannes Boat Show, and we are hopefully seeing you there. And if you are interested in any special configuration when it comes to chase boats on an Axopar 37, an Axopar 29 or an Axopar 45, we are in the Boat Approach group. We are located down here with Dolphy Services just behind me in Port Larac. We are as well in Mallorca with Boat Approach Mallorca, but we are even in the Baltic Sea with Nautic Yachting. So we are more or less covering a big area where we can always support you when you need any help with your Axopar 37. So this is also connected to any crew or owner who has an Axopar, who is boating in our area, like in the south of France here or in Mallorca, not bought from us. You're happy to reach out to my team, and we are always happy to have everybody from the Axopar family with us and to support you to have the best days at sea with your Axopar. Doesn't matter which size or which year build, or you're going to be maybe soon an owner from one of these beautiful icon editions which are unique in the market for the model year 2026. See you at Cannes. Thanks for watching.